What's cracking, Jack? It's Saturday, January 17th, and you are in the jungle. 9 games on tap in the association. I've got them all for you right here, right now. Let's start this party. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to The Hustle. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the jungle. I'm going to give you a side or a total and a player prop in every NBA game today. Treat it like a menu. Take what you want and leave what you don't. If you're looking to bet what I'm betting, you can do that by becoming a Jungle member at silverbackjungle.com or texting free trial to the number on your screen. If you're looking for just my one single favorite play of the day, you can do that as well. It's called my $5 favorite. There's a link in the comment section, and for just $5, my best bet of the day gets texted to your phone. We were 2-3 yesterday with our selected plays. We hit the Clippers, Raptors over, and we hit Jaden McDaniels of the Wolves over points and assists. We missed the Sixers money line, and we missed Tyrese Maxey points in that game. We also missed Jaeger Domin over his points. Our journey today begins in Dallas with the Jazz catching 3.5 points, taking on the Mavericks over under 241.5. Lauri Markkanen's out for Utah. Cooper Flagg most likely out again for the Mavericks. Now, we just played this game in Dallas 2 days ago, and the Jazz won by 22 points, 144-122. Utah was a 2.5-point underdog in that game. Now they're a 3.5-point underdog, same venue, after just winning by 22 points. And when the books tell us things like that, we need to listen. This was a rare road win for Utah. They're just 5-15 on the road this season, and they haven't won back-to-back games once on the road all year. I will lay the short number with the Mavericks at home, and I like Najee Marshall of Dallas over 18.5 points. With the Mavericks' injuries, his minutes have upticked in the last 3 games, and he scored 24, 22, and 22 points. Boston minus 3.5 at Atlanta. The over-under 229.5. Peyton Pritchard doubtful for the Celtics. I don't really like the current form that the Hawks are in. They've lost 2 straight, and they failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 7 and in 5 of their last 8 home games. Boston 19-4 in their last 23 games versus bottom 10 scoring defenses, of which the Hawks are a card-carrying member. I would lay the 3.5 with the Celtics, but I'd consider Jaylen Brown going under 31.5 points. I think this line is too high. He's been shooting less recently and is under this number in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 28 per game. Pacers plus 12.5 at Detroit, over under 226.5. The Pistons are the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference and have a point differential of plus 6.5 per game. The Pacers are last place in the East and have a point differential of minus 7.3 per game. But this is too many points to give the Pacers the way that they've been playing. Indiana has covered this number of 12.5 in 9 of their last 10 games, including games against the Raptors, Celtics, Heat, Cavaliers, and the Spurs. It's also a number that the Pistons have only covered in 23% of games this season. I think this number is too high. Detroit also 2-6 against the spread. Their last 8 games when lined as a favorite. Too many points. Take them with the Pacers, and I like Andrew Nembhard of Indiana over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's over this line in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 31 per. Suns plus 3.5. At the Knicks, the over-under is 225.5. Both Devin Booker and Jalen Brunson questionable in this game. Both sprained ankles. Booker appears to be in better shape at the moment, but we don't know if either one are playing, and we have to get more information before we can responsibly handicap this game. But we can still look at the player prop market, and we continue to ride the cash cow that is Miles McBride. With or without Brunson, Deuce McBride continues to have heavy minutes and has been over this number in 8 of his last 10 games with a median of 19 per game. OKC minus 10.5 at Miami, over under 233.5. I think this is too many points to give the highest scoring team in the Eastern Conference. OKC's been a little less dominant since the turn of the calendar, and they failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 7 games. The Thunder's last 2 games also against 2 of their biggest rivals in the Western Conference, physical games against the Spurs and the Rockets. This is a bit of a flat spot for them. Miami has covered this number of plus 5.5 and 10.5 and 86% of their home games this season. Take the Heat with the 10.5 and look at Norman Powell of Miami over 20.5 points. He's over this in 9 of his last 10 games with a median of 26 per game. Guys, mybookie.ag is a sponsor of the show. Everyone should have as many sports books as their state will allow. If you don't price shop for every single bet, you're leaving money on the table. MyBookie.ag is one of the biggest and best online sports books that there is. They're legal in all 50 states, and they have a deal for Jungle viewers. Open up a new account today at MyBookie.ag using promo code SILVERBACK. And if your first bet doesn't hit, it's refunded up to $500. Back to the picks. Minnesota plus 6.5 at San Antonio. The over-under, 228.5. Stephon Castle has an illness and may miss the game. Anthony Edwards questionable for the Wolves, but trending toward playing. These teams played in Minnesota January 11th in a tough, physical, low-scoring game. Minnesota won 104-103. I think we'll see more of the same defensive effort and physicality with these two Western Conference rivals, and we'll go under the total of 228.5. And last night we hit, if you remember, on Jaden McDaniels over points plus assists, but today we're fading him on the second day of a back-to-back, of which the first half he played a ton of minutes last night, and it was a physical game against the Rockets. Two games against San Antonio this season, McDaniels has had just 16 and 13 points plus assists, and those games were at home. So we're going under Jaden McDaniels, 19.5 points plus assists. Charlotte plus 7.5 at Golden State. The over-under 234.5. Both teams pretty healthy. Golden State a much better team at home than on the road. The Warriors 15-6 at home and 52% against the spread. The Hornets 59% against the spread on the road and 64% against this number of plus 7.5. To contend with Golden State and keep the game close, you have to be able to make threes. And the Hornets are a great three-point shooting team. Not good, great. They're fifth in the NBA in three-point percentage at 37.3, higher than the Warriors. Golden State makes the most threes a game at 16, but Charlotte is third, making 15.4 three-pointers per game. And like I said, they shoot at a higher percentage than the Warriors do. I think the Hornets keep this game close. I like Charlotte plus the 7.5, and I like Con Knipple of Charlotte over 17.5 points. He's over this line in 15 of his last 20 games with a median of 19 per game. Washington Wizards plus 12.5. Bless their heart at Denver. The over-under 232.5. I think we go over the total in this game. Wizards games average a total of 236.7. We know they're going to give up points, but I worry a little bit about the Nuggets covering this number without Joker. So consider the over and consider Aaron Gordon over 20.5 points. In 2 of his last 3 games back since returning from the injured list, he's played 30 minutes and scored at least 20 points. In the last game on the agenda, Lakers plus 3.5 at Portland. The over-under 224.5. Luka out for the Lakers. Drew Holiday questionable for the Blazers. I like Portland minus the 3.5 here. They've been a strong home team against the number this season, 62% against the spread at home, and it's hard to imagine where the Lakers' points will come from tonight in bunches. I also like Jeremy Grant of Portland over 15.5 points. Take advantage of the low line. He's over this in 23 of 27 games this season. He played 23 minutes his first game back Thursday night coming off the IL against the Hawks, and he hit for 16 points. Have a great day, Jungle Nation. Put your favorite NBA plays of the day in the comment section, and I'll see you next time with a little more money in your pocket.